Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. You caught me putting my socks on this morning. I'm doing the celebratory drive to Richmond. Go visit my friends over at Backstage LLC in Richmond. I do a lot of big shows. I actually did monitors for Ludacris. Okay, that was kind of cool. There's this guy with a cowboy hat mixing hippity hop, and got along very well because they're my homies, you know. And I got to do production with these folks with Hank Jr. Did a show with Foreigner. So did a show. Of course, the Foreigner thing's a funny thing. Nobody showed up. The band showed up for practice with Mick Fleetwood, Mick Jones. Mick Fleetwood's the other band from the 70s. Anyway, go down there and hopefully we'll have some shows on that going up. Those shows are a blast. You have to be careful about what you broadcast and all because they're all very private. But anyway, we have some really good news today. See, this is, you're not supposed to put your shoes on and your socks on while you're videotaping. Because if you do that, you might be a Russian spy. Oh my God, he's a Russian spy because he's got shoes on his feet. Oh my God. Now, anyway, to that point, I've been told that there are people that are spreading, are they rumors? Are they gossip? Are they is it ill intent? Is it nefarious that the people that are involved behind the petition at change.org, President Obama's website, are all Russian spies? Wait for it. Russia! So some of the folks that are really, really upset that they lost. They lost. They lost. And why they lost? Because they were un-American. They thought they could shove it down our throats. But we got a press release from the bank. It's official. I've been waiting for this. So here we go, Atlantic Union Bank. And I got hats off to Atlantic Union Bank. They did a really good job of the middle ground on this about telling the same thing that I did on my last release. We all got to come together. To whom it may concern, July 5th, 2022. To whom it may concern, Atlantic Union Bank has made the decision not to proceed with the mural project in partnership with the Art Center in Orange at this time. The proposed location of the mural was the Atlantic Union Bank branch located at 134 West Main Street, replacing the 20-plus-year-old mural by Mr. Todd Brown. That's right, Mr. Todd Brown. What would his, anyway. Atlantic Union Bank supports the mission of the Art Center and the mural project, which is an integral part of the commitment to the community and the center itself. However, our willingness to assist the Art Center in this project has resulted in our employees being inappropriately subjected to mean and spirited and rude intimidation tactics from parties claiming to be in support of and in opposition to the project. Such ill-mannered behavior is neither constructive nor representative of the good people of the community we have known and served over many years. We encourage more responsible representation of both sides, and the local debates seek common ground. We stand ready to offer our wall as a public canvas, so long as doing so will serve to unite and not divide the community. At such time, the citizens of Orange and the Art Center are able to come to a consensus. Atlantic Union Bank is ready and willing to move forward with the project. Respectfully, blah, 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 at least that's what signature looked like. Looked like a doctor. John Ashbery, Chief Executive Officer, Atlantic Union Bank. Hats off to John Ashbery for having the courage to say, hey, come on, let's put a check on this. And I think that's the nice thing. This is where being an American and having a voice matters. You've got to stand up and be counted. Now, back to what I had said earlier, to you folks out there spreading terrible rumors, this letter from the president is very specific about that kind of mean-spirited. Because again, let's go back to that statement again, because it's important to reiterate. Our willingness to assist the Art Center in this project has resulted in our employees having been inappropriately subjected to mean-spirited and rude intimidation tactics from parties claiming to be both in support of and in opposition to the project. Mean-spirited, in support of, in opposition. In support of, in opposition. Mean-spirited. So there's still some mean-spirited actors out there. You know who you are. The idea that you're going to run around and call everybody Russian spies, it's not who we are as American citizens. And to hell with you. It's inappropriate, and it is not in the spirit of what orange is. You guys tried to shove it down our throat. We didn't get a say in it. And you're on check, you're on notice, because this community is about building consensus, not dictate or authoritarian rule. And so we all know what the original mission of the Art Center was, and it's magnificent. But you've got to come up with a process that's more inclusive. Here we go. Inclusive. You can look it up in the dictionary if you think for a second that you are a little confused about what inclusivity means. It doesn't mean inclusivity of people that agree with you. That's the key. So congratulations to everybody on a job well done. Being that the petition went through change.org, which has very rigorous checks and balances, you actually have to register your email address with them. It's not some sort of fluky petition done by some hacks, some red hat hacks. It's actually a very closely guarded and well functioning petition. Everybody that signs that petition, they have to be their location and where their zip code is. They go to their zip code. So, substantial majority of the petitioners were orange, which was really nice, and that was a good thing to see. And we shared that information with the bank and the appropriate parties, but we don't feel it's a right to just sort of distribute that as a hit list for other people. So we respect people's privacy. I think a lot of people stood up to be counted, but we don't want to come up with a means for people to be shamed because they spoke their conscience. But if you want to know, ask your friends what they think. Talk to them. Have a conversation. I did see a piece of artwork that came up that showed Home of the Constitution. It was magnificent. If we go back to the spirit of Orange County, we don't have to be Strasbourg. We're orange. We're ourselves. We can celebrate who we are. And also, one other thing, there was a lot of comments about boomers. Oh, you boomers. Shut up, boomer, that sort of thing. And I did a lot of research on that. And fundamentally, it is a, what's the word? It's a pejorative when it's used in such fashion. So a lot of us might be boomers, but I'm probably a lot better on social media than most of the kids that you know. And it's really because I'm an artist. I've been involved in the arts my whole life. It's been my arc. But I'm also very involved in the business community. I also happen to have pretty good mechanical and sort of logical scientific skills. So I've done work for probably every business in town that your car's been worked on. I do a lot of machinery and equipment work. I've worked with federal government. I could go down the list. But I'm cleared. I'm not an FBI informant. I suffice to say that I've worked for very high security organizations that are very rigorous in their screening process. So when someone comes up to you and goes, Russia, I'm not a Russian. I'm not. So in spite of what Rachel Maddow told you, check yourself before you wreck yourself, yo. Molly Patriot, beat down.